Cameras are over there.
Oh. Okay.
No, you don't have to lean. You're in the frame. Like she knows that I'm in the middle, which we knew was a strategically tough spot for me to sit because she's gonna be leaning way over here, knowing, hey, I know how to get next to number one on the call sheet. In the middle. All right, Mom, you're in frame. I promise you're not cut out.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Levi McConaughey.
I'm Kay McConaughey.
I'm Matthew McConaughey, and this is
Our Life in Pictures.
1985, as you'll see, one thing my mother always did, write the date on the picture, not on the back. Not on the frame part, on it. Usually, I'm surprised she didn't put like, me, Big Jim, and Matthew across the middle of it. I mean,
Oh, terrible, terrible.
nobody would ever steal your underwear at camp because they had your name written across them with
Exactly.
a big Sharpie. Or your
when
basketball
they
or
went to
football
camp,
or
I
whatever.
put it in magic marker. I mean,
Right on it, right on it. Yeah, big too, not
nobody
small.
was going to take their jock shorts.
No. This is on a boat, first cruise we went on. I remember this, I was 85, I was about 15.
Yeah.
Remember there was a cute girl that was seated at the table.
yes,
and I
yes.
remember that's when it was like, great thing about a boat is if there's
Yeah.
somebody you like, they can't get off the boat for like a week. And after about 5 days, I finally got to dance with her.
Remember that was your complexion?
Oh, right here, coming back from major acne. Got on Accutane.
This is after?
Yes.
Do you know why I had to get on Accutane and why I got
That was awful.
Because Mom got me on this oil of mink stuff that she was
owed you.
selling. And it was for like pulling out impurities out of your skin.
I
And
owed
she
you.
came over and she goes, well, you've got some pimples, Matthew. Why don't you use this? And I started putting it on. It clogged up my pores. I got
my
major acne.
terrible.
Went to dermatologist. He's like, what in the hell are you on? And I showed him. I got on Accutane. He goes, this is for people 40 and older, not a 15-year-old kid.
I know.
So I went on that for a year.
Yes. I owed you for
Finding
that one,
myself.
yeah.
I owed you for that one.
Yeah, wow.
I was
yeah.
17. So I was a junior in high school.
Yeah.
Longview.
That's right,
That's right.
Longview. Gosh, Lee. And then do you remember there was some sort of movie you were going to play, something you were going to be in, and they said, well, he's got acne. I said, no, he doesn't. It's all gone.
But it wasn't.
No, well,
This is Mom's power of positive thinking.
yes.
You don't have acne if you don't think you do. But, I mean, there it is.
That's so true.
Well, he doesn't have it. Cast him anyway. He doesn't have acne.
No.
But, ma'am, I'm sorry, I don't understand, but he does. No, he doesn't.
Well, you see, there's another one that I passed on to the kids. You are what you think. If you
Yeah.
think you're dumb, you're dumb. If you think you're smart, you're smart.
Well,
If you think you're handsome, you're handsome.
This is Mom when you go out, you're a little nervous about the date, or you're going to the cotillion or the dance or something, you're a little nervous right before you go out. She goes like, come here. You remember one thing. You don't walk in that place like you want to buy it. You walk in it like you.
Own it.
She was good, always good for pumping you up.
Yeah, that's true.
One of my favorite public stories of you raising Matthew is you telling him he had won Little Mr. Texas.
Oh, but he was.
Like she said,
Well,
the guy who won it, they were rich, so that
Yeah.
doesn't count.
No, but he should have been. And that's the key word. He should have been. Because he was by far the best looking, had the best shirt on, and vest.
Came out on that horse the right way, right? Answer those questions. Yeah.
No, I mean, you have to just remember.
And I say it though, Mom, would I be sitting here right now? The life I have, if for 30 years I believe I was runner-up. I don't know if I'd be sitting here, Mom.
I don't either.
One of the great malaprops of my life.
Yeah, because runner-up won't cut it. You're absolutely right. That's what comes in. You are what you think. I got to tell a great story about Matthew, okay? I told him because I had his older two brothers that drank. And so I told him, I said, if you don't drink while you're in high school, I'm going to buy you a Porsche. And I said, it's going to be a used Porsche, but it's going to be a Porsche because I knew he
You
liked.
said it was going to be brand new from that year that I graduated.
I know,
high
but
school.
I had to change
brand
my
new
mind.
1988 Porsche,
I know, but then it got too expensive.
which was good incentive.
Yes. And so he told me he didn't. Okay. And so we go to get the Porsche. Patrick, his older brother, was into cars, had a Trans Am. I mean, he was into cars. Patrick says, little brother, can you honestly take this Porsche? Can you honestly look Mom in the eye and say
So
that
you
you
never even had a beer.
never drank during high school? And Matthew goes, can we go look at trucks? You gotta admit that's a good one.
Pat busted me.
Oh my.
Look at Mom Mac. Ah.
Oh my, yeah.
So good.
There's Mom Mac. Strutting, baby. You're going,
Yeah.
yes. That's what you're saying right there, aren't you? Yes. I'd say we're closer now. We had about an 8-year period where I had to kind of have short conversations with her on our Sunday phone calls because she was sharing a lot of that information. I'd tell her something on Sunday between son and mom, and Tuesday I'd read about it in the news or see it in the local paper. Mom, come on now. She couldn't help herself.
I took people through the house and said, well, this is where, you know, Matthew slept. And Matthew saw it, or somebody called him and said,
Are you watching this?
you watching what your mama's doing? But I was so proud that I was just, you know, telling the world.
Yes, and I call her. I call her. She answers the phone. I go, Mom, what'd you do? She says, what? I said, don't tell me what. I could hear the same show I was watching that she's taking the camera through the house in background of her phone. I was like, she goes, oh, that. I didn't think you'd find out.
That's true.
And I was like, yeah. She goes, well, it was just him. It was just the one guy, Jim. He was such a nice guy. It was just me and him. I go, and that thing on his shoulder's called a camera, which shares it all with the rest of the world. Oh, that.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, boy, yes.
So then anyway, about 8 years after that, I got stable enough with my own position and fame and et cetera that I was like, you know what? My mom can say whatever the hell she wants. Let's take the lasso off and just go for it, Mom. And we go to red carpets, and she said, any rules? Like, no rules at all. Tell all the raunchiest, funniest stories you want to. And she did. And it was fine.
Yeah.
It's much more fun now. That's you. That's the same day we shot those pictures of you eating dog food out of Cheesy's dog bowl. Dog food and carrots. BJ's dog bowl.
Yeah.
Look how sweet the child looks, huh? No, but you were beautiful.
You're a little
baby.
fuzzy header.
Yes, yes.
I was gonna be a
Beautiful,
sumo
yeah.
wrestler when I was younger.
You crawled and walked like a sumo wrestler.
I did that for, I forgot, maybe it was your birthday or it was Father's Day. I posted this photo and one of your favorite songs.
What's your favorite song?
Something by Tom Petty, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Camila holds on to more rituals than Mom Mac and the rest of the family does.
I can tell you one tradition that we had a Jesus cake. Remember when, nobody look at me like you don't remember. I baked a pound cake and we put one candle in it and we sang happy birthday to Jesus on Christmas Eve.
Right. Well, that's how much we followed through on traditions. When was that, 35, 40 years ago?
Well, it happened.
Look, Camila is the one that has brought our family into having
Yes.
more rituals. There are certain things that we practice that take precedent non-negotiably above anything else anyone's doing, whether that's gathering for dinner and sitting down and sharing about our day at the end of the day or taking trips together. We do a lot together, and Camila puts out the effort to make sure that we do a lot together as a family. So, you know, when they become more independent, as they're already becoming, they got that foundation to rely on and trust. And we think that's important. Before Camila decided to say, okay, let's try and have children, she said, one rule, if you go, we go. That's a major sacrifice on her part. It's also even a sacrifice on the kids' part. If I'm going away to location for any amount of time that's more than a week or so, we usually all go. So I'm not going to work on my own, returning 3 months later and having to play catch up with her or with the kids. That helps a lot. Is it getting more difficult now to continue to do that? When he's on teams and Vita's got dance and she's got her rituals and social circles that she's going with in the week to week of school. Yeah, Livingston's on a football team. Will that be harder now to pull them? Yeah, we'll make that decision when it comes, but we've made sure to maintain that along the way. And so far, so good. What kind of a mother is Camila?
Well, she's very, very calm. Very calm. I think I heard her raise her voice one time, and so she's very good at keeping things in harmony. Very good mother.
If I get to where I have to raise my voice, I feel I'm already going, let me backtrack and see what did I miss on the way to letting it get to this point. Whereas in our family, it was more, bam, loud, stop, now, over, done, you got it, quick, turn the page. Whew, couldn't go to bed with a grudge, nothing. In our family, Camila and I try to listen longer, more, try to understand. You know, and growing up, there was a lot of, this was y'all, but this was also your generation. But why? Because I said so.
Yeah.
Camila and I will explain more of like what we mean
Yeah.
by
Yes,
more than just
Yeah.
I
In my
I said so.
generation, really it was.
You know?
Or just because I said so.
Yeah, and that's very valid. Sometimes I'm envious of that. The clarity.
Yes, yeah.
Because it's very efficient and it's quick and it's done with.
That's it.
We're not negotiating. We're not discussing this anymore. That's why.
Not a for
You don't like it?
discussion.
You got a better place to go? Better place to be? Go ahead. I might be more of a softie with Vita.
Yes, you are, because she's
Okay.
your daughter.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the way it works.
No, me and Livingston, we don't look at that and go like, oh, that's not fair. We just look at that and go, you know what? She's the only daughter, so we're gonna have to
Turned
play
out
our
good.
cards out.
Yeah.
What was your parenting style, Kay?
You don't want me to have to tell you twice.
Bingo. That's it.
You do not want, I'll tell you once.
One strike. You heard me. It was clear.
And then repeat after me. What did I just say? I tell the kids to repeat after me so we know we heard it. So there was no way that they get, well, I didn't hear you say that. Mm-hmm, you did. So yeah, I was strict, but loving.
Levi, do you want to follow in your dad's footsteps and go to UT while continuing to act? What are you thinking?
I mean, that would be a great time. I think college is something that I'm very open to because it's an experience, especially now being like 17. You only get that time once, and sure, you can come back to college, but it's a little bit different. And if I get a role of something that I, want to work on, can leave college and go do that and come back. And, I know people that are currently, acting that are enrolled in school. And so it would be a very fun experience. I love a lot of the things, like football games at big colleges are so fun. So I think in general, I think college as an experience is something that right now I'm leaning towards for sure.
What's it been like to be the firstborn in your family?
Well, being the oldest, now I'm enjoying it more. A few years ago, it was, got to look out for my little brother and my little sister. So I would feel responsible if they were climbing a super high tree. And I was like, no, guys, get down, get down, get down. And they're like, no, we won't get down. I was like, well, if they get hurt, it's gonna be my fault. And so I definitely, when I was younger, felt more like the big brother burden. It wasn't a burden, but responsibility of that. And now it's just more fun, and my little brother is just gonna be the best combination of me and my sister, and them two as well, and Mac maybe a little bit too. Mm-hmm. He's just gonna have all of the stuff that we experience is gonna funnel into him, and I already see it.
Have you felt any pressure being Matthew McConaughey's son? I don't know, I think it's maybe for this conversation, in this business.
There's gonna be, always people who are gonna say things, and always people who are gonna have, visions of what things are, but I am your son.
Yeah.
And so as much as people can say, oh, you got this because of your father or your mother or whatever, I am. Which, by the way, they can open the door, but then it's gonna be up to me to do my thing once I get in there. And especially in a business like this, there's no gift cards, there's no certificates, there's no participation trophies. It's a business where there's too much money and a lot of things going on where they're not just gonna take you because of who you are. You gotta have some chops. And so, yes, I feel like it would be a disservice to them because of how hard they've worked to get to the position that they're at, to not take advantage of it, but also put in the work.
I've tried to give him some tips that I've learned along the way. Tried to give him some of those tips earlier than I understood them. The first thing I think is trying to know who you are and who you're not, especially younger. I got into this at 21, Dazed and Confused. Really got into the public eye when I was, 23, 24. Time to Kill. It was a lot. Boom, all of a sudden the world was a mirror. Oof. I didn't meet any strangers. There were expectations and I love yous all around, and I was like, I never even met you. What are you talking about? Wow. It's kind of hard to keep your feet on the ground and to sort of, sift out the real stuff from the BS. But over time, you gotta get that sixth sense of being able to sift those things out, appreciate what you should appreciate, and don't give a damn about what you shouldn't give a damn about. But being yourself, being young, a lot of actors, it's a tough business to figure out who the hell you are in real life for the first time, at a time in years when that's what every kid his age is doing, trying to figure out who they are, in this business or not. And you get this thrown on, these people saying, well, then your identity is this or your identity is that, while you're still figuring it out yourself. I think it's important that he has his own ownership of who he is and becomes, and this will be a part of that if he continues to do it, part of finding his identity, but it can't be his full identity. Knowing who you are, it's kind of what Just Keep Living means. Art emulates the life. Let's know who we are first before we go play another role. Can find ourselves and learn about ourselves through other roles, but let's know who we are in between the actions and cuts and being on a film set. He's going to get some more praise in places because of his last name. He's going to get chastised in more places because of his last name. Comes with it. Like you said, I am y'all's son. Your mom's son. That's it. That check's been cashed. And the fact that he doesn't want to hide from that, you know, I didn't think he would, but I'm glad he's strong enough with who he is and who we are as a family.
He embraces it well. He does.
This is Andrea Bocelli.
Bocelli.
Yeah, this was
Where
like
is
a
that?
month
That's
ago.
Bocelli a month ago.
Bocelli, yes, yes. Oh my gosh, that was a moment of pure joy. Oh, that's a wonderful moment. Yes, I was so happy because I love Bocelli, love him, and so that was what a night that was.
Sharing Bocelli with your grandkids.
Yes, but you know, but he's into music. I mean, he plays piano by ear with no music just coming from his head. So yeah, he's into music. He's got a lot of gifts, this kid does. But I want you to see how he wasn't shying away from me. But that's who he is, you know, so it's not like I'm not posing with my grandmother.
Can you tell me a little bit about your relationship with your grandchildren?
Oh, it's very good. I have 6 of them. I have a great relationship with them because I don't tell them what to do. Their mother and fathers do that, you know, and I'm their friend, and that's the way I want it to be, you know, and they have a lot of respect for me, and I have a lot of respect for them. And they call me Mom Mac. All my grandchildren do, whether they want to or not. And they keep me young, they really do, and I love being around them.
It's fun because she's right. She's not trying to play the parent or the disciplinarian. She's more the revolutionary, feeding them sweets under the table, trying to get them to go get up to a little bit more mischief even than maybe Camila and I wanted to get up to.
Yeah.
You know, you're very live and let live, and
Yep.
if you don't know, go find out.
Yeah.
Go try it out. Go
Yes.
try it out.
Yes.
She's hip to more stuff than probably I first thought she would be, or I don't know, did you?
I mean, when we were younger, you'd get on our asses, excuse
I
my
did.
language, a little bit more. But now you're like, you're with us, you're
Yeah,
with us.
yeah.
So whatever, you know, whoever did
Yep.
us wrong,
Yep.
and that's
Yep.
who did us wrong. And you have opinions on things, which makes things more
Yeah,
fun.
I do.
Because we can
Yep.
bring things to you, and you're gonna say, oh,
Yep.
oh, or no.
Levi, I always pitch what story I'm doing, what the movie's about, and I pitched it, and you know, got to the part where my character had a son, and Levi goes, well, how old's the son? I go, I don't know, he's like 13, 14. He goes, huh, did you ask if you could read for it then?
Well, I was like, do they know who's gonna play it? Yeah, this
No.
kind of thing. And then I was like, could I read for it? And you were like, yeah.
Yeah.
You just, that's kind of what you just kind of like,
And then I didn't bring it up again.
I had to badger him
Came back
three
more
three
times
times.
after
Yeah.
that to go, well, can I read for it? And I wanted to test and see how much he wanted to read for this thing, right?
Yeah.
So pulled out the camera that day, pulled out a scene, and an hour later we shot 50 minutes, a couple takes, and I was like, okay, I can hold a frame. And then I sent it to our to the casting director who I know and said, look, I said, I think this is good enough for a callback. Let me know what you think. And she wrote back, she said, I think it's good enough to send to the director. And I was like, oh, okay. Can you pull the last name? She goes, yeah. Got a call back, and she said, our director, Paul Gringer. I said, that's the kid. that's the son, Levi. And then she goes, and I told him, and that's actually Matthew's son in real life. He goes, oh, even better.
This role wasn't me going, oh, I'm gonna become an actor. It was me saying, I'm really interested in this. It was a tough scene to do with my dad because we're fighting and we have a good enough relationship where that's luckily not how it is in real life. But to come out of it and enjoyed it so much was part of my journey, and still where I'm, headed in acting is just the process. And that part of it, that first time, I loved it.
Matthew, what was it like for you to hear that Levi expressed interest in this?
I was open and fine with it. I had that thing that I think a lot of us actors do for probably the first 15 years in Hollywood. Oh, I never not want my kid to grow up in the business. No. And then I think when I hit about 40, right about the time we had Levi, our first child, I was like, McConaughey, where are you getting that idea from? Because I looked around at how many people, how many special people I'd met in my life, how much travel and going to sets, and what an awesome, healthy, cool experience that's been for me in my life. I was like, where are you coming up with this idea you don't want your kids to do it? It would be a privilege if they would be able to. And boy, if they want to, what a great industry to try to make it in, if you can. So I flipped my ideas when at about 40, and then we had Levi and we had kids. Never pushed it down their throat. They came to sets. They've worked on sets. They've been with us when I was working, and they just had to be around set. So when they became interested, which I didn't know you were interested. You were a bit of a performer before that.
Yeah.
Shooting, editing little movies on set and stuff with video, and we'd start making ads. We love watching ads and, play marketeers and cut ads and stuff. So he was into the storytelling front of it, and then he always liked being the front guy. If you were going to perform it, he wanted to perform it. So there was he had the performative bug, and then it led to, hey, you want to try and do this for real? And Mom Mac, talk about performative bugs. Capital P, what's the biggest bug we know?
Me?
She's had the performative bug since forever.
I wanted to be in acting as long as I can remember, yes.
Want to be a Golden Girl, right?
Absolutely.
So it wasn't until late in production, and every week, Cole and I would kind of get together and go, hey, how's it going? Kind of just say how everything's going, what's going well, what's not. He goes, everything's going great. He goes, one part, I don't have the mother cast right just yet. He goes, what about your mom? I went, well, I said, that's probably a good idea, but, I said, she's actually in a wheelchair now because you had fallen at Rooster's house and cracked your tailbone.
Yes.
And he goes, oh, yeah, well, that would work for the role. And then I go, well, hang on a second. Before you just cast your blank out, let me get her on camera for you. So I remember I wrote you and said, Mom, give me 2 minutes on camera of why you love being a mom. And then you set it up at your house. All of a sudden, I see this video, her sitting in the windowsill, and I got about an 8-minute audition about why she loves being a mom. And showed that to Paul. He laughed, loved it. He goes, look, she's perfect, beautiful, yes. So I asked Mom, and she said, got her out there. And we used that wheelchair that she was in, and it worked.
And it worked very well.
You still take a lot of credit for a lot of my success in acting.
I do. I do. It's in the genes.
Yeah. What she said? She says after every single film, every role, since I first did it. Oh, so good. I see where you get it from.
She told me that the other day.
Yes.
And she wasn't talking about me.
She wasn't talking about.
She was talking about numero uno over here.
Yeah.